I've got 2 more days of doing this and then I'm out of here.
Welcome back to Maplewood Homestead. My name is Nancy, and this is our story.
I know you're asking, where are you going? Why are you leaving? And I'll get to that in a minute. But the important thing to know is I will be gone for almost 4 days. And in that time, who's going to take care of business here on the farm? Because let's face it, I'm primarily the one who does the majority of the chores. My husband works full-time and he's the one that makes the money to pay the bills for this place. And so he leaves me in charge of caring for everything. And on the weekend, we talk about what he can jump in and do. Likewise, the children, they have their own lives. They're teenagers, they're finding their own way. I only ask them to help when there's something I need help with. Otherwise, they pretty much are living their own life, working their jobs and doing school. Before I leave, because it's going to be raining this weekend, there's some things I have to get done. And I know my family would have jumped in and helped out with these things, but the rain has squashed those plans. And here are the last litters that the girls had. They're so cute. You guys are so cute. Something we'd really like to do is to raise the rabbits colony style, which just means in a big pen where they can't dig out. But there's so many reasons why I think that's just a bad option, especially for us as we get older. Number one, catching them. Like, can you see me in there chasing after them? No, that's not gonna happen. The second thing is uncontrolled breedings. At least this way I know when mamas are due, I know exactly how old babies are, and just they're much easier to access this way. Another thing is that when they're down on the ground, they're more susceptible to things like fleas and ticks, and I just really rather not deal with that. So we saw 3 successful breedings of each of these girls, and that means in 31 days they'll have their litters. I'll come back later for this particular doe, give the boys a chance to recuperate, and we'll have lots of baby bunnies here. When we moved here 7 years ago, the kids were much younger and we really just immersed them in this whole lifestyle with us. And that was fine for the season. They learned hard work ethics, they learned animal husbandry, they learned gardening, and now it's time for them to start making a life of their own. I think that's fair. However, as part of the household, if they're asked to do something, they gladly jump in and do it. Okay, maybe not gladly, but they will jump in and do it. Something else I was hoping would happen this weekend was this hay put on this back garden area. This is going to be the area for my animal fodder, beets and sunflowers and corn. I'm going to try to grow back here. We're in this weird season of life, a season of transition, where the kids are trying to find their own way in their life and what lies ahead for them. And David and I are also as well. We're going to have a time when the kids are no longer here to help, and we've got to figure out now, while they are here to help, what we can do, what we can't do, and what's realistic. So I'm going to go ahead and knock this out, knowing that it's just got to get done. as you can see, that's a lot of hard work. And honestly, this is probably going to be one of those things that as David and I get older, we're not going to be able to do. Hopefully at that point, we'll be able to afford raised beds, but that's another story for another time. Today, this is where we're at, and this is what we're doing. While I'm taking a water break, I just want to talk about something that's incredibly important. If you are watching this and you are looking to get into homesteading and you're married or you're engaged or you're seriously involved with someone, I want to highly warn you against something. Unless you are both unified and this is the lifestyle you want, do not push it on your significant other. It will be just so detrimental. This is a hard lifestyle that consumes a lot of time, a lot of energy, and sometimes a lot of money. And if you're not both on board with that, it will cause problems. Do not go into this thinking that you will talk them into anything. Wrong idea. Not that I'm an expert, but I know that this is not easy. Now, children are a different matter. Our job, our role as parents is to teach and to train them. And I am a firm believer of follow your dreams, even if you have to bring your children alongside you as you do, because their time for following their dreams will come. But as you bring them alongside you, you're teaching them not just farm skills, but also that it's not all about them. They learned so much from having to go out and feed animals before it was their turn to eat. They've learned so much about caring for something other than themselves. And in the meantime, they've had some really wonderful experiences. And so for that, I'm really grateful. Now, may they choose this for their own lifestyle later? Maybe, maybe not. But I'm really thankful that they've been along this part of our journey with us, and they'll have some really cool stories to tell. But at the end of the day, they're children, and this is an opportunity for them to learn and to grow. Look at how big the peaches are getting. Kind of excited. And that leads me to where am I going this weekend and without him? It's very rare that when you start leading this lifestyle that you're able to get away, unless you have a very trusted farmhand or farm sitter that you are confident you can come back and everything will be okay. My family is amazing. The children have grown up for the last 7 years doing this, so it's second nature to them. So they and David will, I'm sure, do a magnificent job. I love that he's so supportive of me going to this event this weekend. And now I will tell you where I am going. I am actually going to Dixon, Tennessee to the Women's Homesteading Society Conference. I went last year and it was amazing. It really helped me to refocus on what was most important on my homestead and the reasons for doing it. So I'm really looking forward to this weekend. I wasn't expecting to learn that last year. I thought I kind of had a basic understanding of who I was, what I was doing, and why I was doing it. And somewhere along the line with many things in life, I kind of lost my focus. And last year it really helped me to regain that focus. So I am really looking forward to this year and the messages that I'll hear, and just a chance to get away while still focusing on the thing that is a passion for me. What we do here, I'm very passionate about. I love, and I love learning about it. So anyway, that's where I'm going this weekend, and I'm sure my family is going to do fine. I just want to make sure they are set up for success before I leave. That's how I speak love to them. Ooh-wee. That was the first bale down. Tomorrow I'll grab my son who is not working, and he can help me put down the second bale. Whew, at least it's almost finished. Now, why am I putting weedy seedy hay down? And if you want to learn more about that, I'll link the video above, and you can see our garden tour and why we chose hay for our garden. be on the lookout because next week I've got permission from the Women's Homesteading Society to do a video about the conference. So if you want to know what it's about and the things that we've learned there, make sure you come back next week for that video. And until next time, thanks for joining us here at Maplewood Homestead.